Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS rule well. Peace, salutations to like Akim in the four corners, percent truth, sincerity. Peace be unto you and Shalom. This is a precept in Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 13. It says, even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful, and the end of that mirth is heaviness. You know, sometimes, you have your moments where you laugh. You actually can get a good laugh in this thing. You can find humor in certain things because you have to. You'll go crazy if you just this stoic brother, serious, serious, serious. Nothing's funny. I ain't laughing at anything. No, you relax. There's a balance to this thing. You know, the scriptures talks about. And let me grab it. This is Revelation, one of my favorite verses. Chapter 12, verse 11. It says, and this is talking about the saints. Revelations 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. So the saints, they don't love their lives. But that don't mean you don't find humor every now and then. And I'm not saying to be a jester or, to just laugh at everything because everything is not funny. But you will have to find some humor in this, whether it's a humor in some stupid that a scoffer has said, or the brother Yashawamba channel 2 through information. Every now and then there's something that's funny, or it's just something that makes you shake your head at. But also another brother, you don't necessarily need to assume that, okay, this brother laughed at that. Okay, that means he liked Babylon. He loves this place because he laughed. There is a talks about a balance, but but for everything there's a season. So there is times where you actually can be doing it too much. Always like one of my favorite cartoons growing up was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there is a there was a my favorite turtle was Michelangelo. And out of all the turtles, his personality was one where he was like basically the life of the party, always like the goofball, always trying to look at the brighter side and trying to be, brighten everybody up and always laughing and joking. Sometimes he play too much, and even when it's time to be serious, he wouldn't know when to be serious. Sometimes he just be play, or he just be like a deer in the headlights when it's time to do something serious, or he'll just walk off when it's time to do something serious and let's say like play ping pong or something, or what's that thing with the paddle with the string and the ball attached to it, and you keep hitting it back and forth. I forgot the name of that. I don't think that's ping pong, but he would do stuff like that, and that's when it's too much. There's time for everything. There is a scene in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie where they're in the elevator, and it's basically a rapping scene. If I had time, I would include this in this video. And they're waiting in the elevator. An elevator ride ain't that long. You know, you go up, you go down, the door opens and closes, you go for the ride. And while in those few moments while he was in the elevator, Michelangelo started hitting his nunchucks and started going to a beat and started rapping. He was like, MC Mikey. And what happened after that was Ralph started getting involved. Donatello started getting involved. And Leonardo kind of looked over at his shoulder like, what are you doing? And then he started seeing the spirit of the whole room was like vibing with it. And then he got into it. He started hitting his sword. Boom, boom to the beat. And of course, Mike was the most that was into it. You know, he was beatboxing and everything. And, you know, that was where the spirit was leading it. Leonardo, remember, Leonardo's the leader of it. And he just went with the, you know, he wasn't forcing the course of the river. Say, hey, brother, stop. We're not supposed to be having fun. This is serious time. You know, he went with the spirit, you know. And guess as soon as the elevator ended and it got to the level that they were on, all of them in synchronization, they said, charge. And so they got off that elevator. They all stopped that beatbox. And they realized it's that plan that we was just doing a second ago. It's go time now. And Leonardo didn't have to tell, bro, okay, we getting off the elevator. Get in the spirit. We about to go and fight. He didn't have to do that. As soon as that elevator opened up, they was charged and ready to fight. So he understood in that sense, Michelangelo, okay, this is playtime for these few moments while we in this elevator. But as soon as this elevator opens, it's on and popping. And that has to be that type of spirit, you know, because sometimes in this thing, you will be depressed. You will be like, man, let me go watch, a funny video, or maybe let me go watch a little comedy snippet real quick to bring my spirit up to laugh. But guess what? You're still depressed. But guess what? You know when to stop. Maybe you need to go take a walk, even if it's not necessarily something for laughter. Maybe you might need to take a walk because your spirit is unrest and you're not at ease. Go do it. Whatever calms your spirit. Maybe you need to go and actually listen and meditate. Listen to some healing sounds. Whatever that calms. Everybody got something different that helps them. And maybe that is what helps you. But you have to know when to engage and know when to disengage. You know, some brothers might, in order to alleviate some stress, maybe it's being around brothers, a whole lot of brothers. Maybe another brother, it alleviate them. They got to go off and dip off and be by themselves and get their mind right. You know, and this is basically, it's managing depression. You know, because we don't love our lives, but you keep being, oh yeah, I'm pissed off, I'm in this. No, sometimes you got to calm yourself down, because sometimes you could be so damn pissed off that you could black out and do something that you wouldn't have did if you wasn't so damn pissed off. Yeah, we supposed to be pissed off and mad, but we have to still manage our problems and our anger. You be too angry and mad at work at an Edomite that told you to do something, or to pick up somebody's assignment that you know is not yours, and you want to be pissed off and mad. You have a right to be pissed off and mad, but you better know how to control your anger and your feelings and your emotions. Go home or whatever afterwards and know how. Maybe it's vent to another brother. Maybe it's your relief is doing a longer video. Maybe your relief is, sitting down and understanding, okay, maybe this is the Most High chastising me. Maybe this is that furnace. Let me process everything I'm going through. Sometimes you might need a moment to process it. It's not like we process everything instantly. It might take you a few moments, a few hours, or maybe a few weeks. Sometimes it might take brothers of years. Sadly, sometimes I've seen it, to process certain things that they just went through. It's like, that's something that you were supposed to learn from that mistake, and you didn't. sometimes you basically need to know how to chill, relax, and take a breather to disengage from Babylon. Babylon will will really destroy your spirit. So even when you are laughing, or you see another brother laughing, that doesn't necessarily mean he ain't going through nothing. Sometimes you might think, oh man, that brother, he's strong. He don't never go through nothing. His spirit is always up. You might see that it looks like that. That brother could be, dealing with an internal disease that's eating him up, and he ain't even told about it, but he's smiling through it. He can still laugh. Maybe the brother could be dealing with cancer, or trying to think some other diseases. Uh, Maybe a kidney stone, or uh, just insert, because my mind's drawing a blank as far as diseases and stuff like that. But brother could be dealing with a physical ailment. Maybe gonorrhea. I don't know. Maybe that's that brother's business. But you know, he still can actually laugh. That don't mean he ain't going through anything. You know, you can't just think that. We all have our issues in Babylon. We all go through stuff. And we all do our best to not burden other brothers when we have problems. As we shouldn't. But scripture says we got to bear each other's burdens. And then sometimes you have a burden on you that's so hard that no other brother can bear that. Now they can help you with other stuff. If you got, let's say if you got, again, I'm trying to think of another disease. Sickle cell. Let's say you got sickle cell. No brother can actually help you with that, unless he gives you, herbs. There's some, I'm not sure if there are herbs or anything like that that can help that and cure that or stop that. I'm not sure. But I will say there are some diseases that no herbs is going to help you with. You got to really pray, and the Most High Heavenly Father might be like, no, my grace is sufficient for thee. You're going to just be sitting with that. And that's possible to be in this truth and sitting with that plague or that issue, that thorn in your flesh, and actually can't nobody help you. That's possible. But, you have to find some way to hold on. And this truth is the number one thing. You go through depression, you got this book. It comforts you. And on that note, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakodash. Double honors to the elders of GMS who were well. Peace and salutations. Shalom.